Hello, I'm Lonnie,
I'm Amberlicious.
and we are Untitled Nerd Network. This is the Conjuring review. Okay, it's 8 years a little late, but
But
we are watching soon the new one, the Devil Made Me Do It, and
yes.
so we are watching all of the Conjuring franchise movies: The Conjuring, Annabelle, the two Annabelle movies, The Nun, all those, and we're gonna be
There's three Annabelle movies.
yeah, we're gonna. Oh, really?
We had a discussion.
Oh, well, we're gonna
But anyway,
play
all
catch up.
all the movies we're gonna watch. Well, I
Yep,
mean, okay, to be fair, I've already seen this movie.
I had two, but I don't remember any of it.
I remembered most of it.
I
Like
remembered 5% of it.
if I had to give a percentage, I remembered 85%. I couldn't really remember how it ended.
Yeah.
Like who was I knew someone was going to be possessed, but I couldn't remember if it was the mom or the oldest daughter.
Okay.
I couldn't remember because I gotta, you know, sometimes when you watch so many scary movies like me, sometimes they all run together, and I couldn't remember if this was the one with the daughter and the last exorcism was the one with the mom,
Yeah.
or vice versa. And it was vice versa. It was the one. Last exorcism is the daughter's possessed. But anyway.
Well, this one basically follows Ed and Lorraine Warren,
Hmm.
and they are real life, a real life couple who were like paranormal investigators in like the 60s, 70s, 80s, all on up to. I don't believe they're like I said they were doing these in like early 70s, and
Hmm.
that was 50 years ago. So I mean they'd have to be 80, 90. Like they may still be alive, or
You
at
know
least
what? Let's Google it.
yeah. Let's look at it
Let's
live on the air. That way we
find it
know.
for reference.
But they were real people. Now a vast majority of Hollywood films based on a true story are actual accounts, typically embellished. I know one of my favorite movies, Fire in the Sky, is embellished quite a bit. They added some horror elements to it when the actual event or the actual abduction itself was not the
Okay.
crazy, scary horror masterpiece that the
Um,
movie was.
Ed died in 2006.
Okay.
Lorraine didn't die until 2019.
Oh, okay.
She actually lived to be a long time. Or lived to be an old age, rather.
One of the things in this movie, Ed is played by the guy that plays Night Owl on Watchmen,
Mm-hmm.
and Lorraine is also the mother in Kong Skull Island.
Yeah. Well, in the MonsterVerse.
Yeah,
She's the one that, like, in the last movie, like, sold all her secrets, or what, didn't she? And then they backfired
yeah,
on her.
she was the. Okay, I'm getting mixed up. I'm thinking about Godzilla versus Kong.
Okay.
That the mom of the deaf girl.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, you're right. She was that was it. She was the one that was trying to screw everything up. She ended up getting killed, and
Yeah.
well, spoiler alert. But
Did
anyway,
Did you know that, like, the Warrens, in real life, they were the first to investigate the Amityville house?
I had a feeling about that. I
I didn't
couldn't
know that.
remember.
I was just, sitting here reading it. It's like, I didn't know that. Because, I haven't watched the Amityville Horror since I was a kid. So,
Um, there
but anyway.
there is a mid '90s haunting film that was like a made for TV film.
Hmm.
It was like The Haunting or The Haunted or something. But anyway, the father was Jeffrey DeMunn. He played Dale on The Walking Dead.
Hmm.
This was like back in the '90s. He had like a mustache and
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it looks a little different.
darker hair and everything. And it was to be a made-for-TV horror film in the 90s. It was scary as hell. Of course, last time I saw it, I was like 13.
I was gonna
But
say, and it don't have much scary. So
we'll have to find it. I think it's on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken.
okay.
But
Alright.
yeah, scary as hell movie. But this movie was really heavy on
How
the.
do you think it aged? Because it's it's 8 years old. How well do you think this aged?
Oh, quite well. I think there's a
Yeah.
reason that they made a franchise out of it.
Exactly. I think the first one was so well put together that it just left open for this whole franchise to build.
Yeah, and I think this franchise, I'm pretty sure this will be kind of like the Nightmare on Elm Street series, where like nothing will really measure up to the first one, but they're all going to be great, in their own.
Yeah, I can see
Their own
that.
way.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, this like, I don't want to like give too much of it away, I guess, but
I mean, it's been 8 years, so
yeah,
we got our spoilers up there. I mean, yeah.
it's like the family moves into this house. Come to find out there's a demon possessing and causing these women to kill their children, and it starts out with a little bit here and there, things falling off
Right.
the walls, and just progresses
They
and
really
progresses.
thought they had ghosts, is what
Yeah.
they thought they had, and then it turned out it was something worse.
Yep.
It's this witch, this demonic witch.
Phew.
Ah,
So yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, and then you kind of get some background that Lorraine at one point, recently they had like an exorcism, and it really took a lot out of her, and so like there's kind of like that undertone the entire movie of, they really built it up for Lorraine to die.
Almost,
you
yeah.
get that feeling like the whole
yeah,
movie.
because Ed spends the whole movie trying to protect her,
Yeah.
and she just refuses. She brings up several times, "Hey, on our wedding night, you said God meant for us to be together,
Yeah.
and this is why." And when the last time when she said it at the end scene, that scene was intense.
The exorcism itself was probably the best exorcism scene since The Exorcist. Realistically,
I think
and
that's fair.
There was a lot
I've
of
seen some Exorcist movies since then, and I think that's fair. I think this is right up here with the original Exorcist.
it didn't like go on as long, but it had that intensity, and the acting in this movie was quite well, especially the kids.
The children did great.
Yeah, because there's the one
Because
scene.
you had a group of them. It's easy. From my experience, it's easy to get one child to do something, but to get a whole group
Yeah,
to cooperate,
I mean,
takes a little
they're
skill,
actor,
but
actresses.
still,
But
nonetheless.
probably the scariest scene in this whole freaking
Which was
movie.
the scariest for you?
The scariest for me is when the girl wakes up and she sees the thing standing over behind the door and all that. It was either like that right there was major for me because
Right.
like, and I've talked about it on the channel before, but I had experiences as a kid that wasn't maybe not quite to that level of like physical crap happening or being injured or whatever, but like a full disclaimer, I believe in everything, most of it from firsthand experience, and that kind of scene really gets me because I'm like, oh God, like I started having like
Flashbacks.
remembering
Yeah.
stuff, and I'm like, oh,
Absolutely.
whew. Like in a way it's messed up and it bothers me, but also in a way it's kind of a rush,
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Especially-
Scary movies are a rush.
Yeah, when you straight up believe and know that kind of stuff happens, it's crazy. So I don't know.
Well, it just tears me up to see a child that upset anyway.
Yeah,
So I was just like, oh my God.
they play that up. Like
Yeah, they did.
They set expectations very early in the movie by killing the dog off.
Immediately. Usually an animal, a pet, a family pet,
Or a baby.
that's halfway through the movie. No, they did it right fucking away.
That's went ahead and got rid of the dog so the dog wouldn't bark.
Yep. Absolutely. That is absolutely why they did that. Of course, that also let us know, because we don't see it until later, that something was up in the yard.
Yeah.
And
wasn't just the house.
Yeah. Turned out she, hung herself on the tree and...
Yeah, but at the same time, the witch didn't want the woman to go out of the house either.
Right.
So, yeah, there's some crazy stuff there. But, in the end, everything for the most part turns out okay. The exorcism is a success. Everybody parts ways. And, they kind of had the subplot with the Warren's daughter having some issues.
And that was scary.
That never was really resolved either.
Well, here's the thing. She lost the locket and the witch had it.
Yeah.
Well, then the daughter found it, and gave it back to her. So that was kind of it resolving itself.
Okay. So I didn't know if that meant, okay, it's over, or okay, now the witch knows who your daughter is.
I think it's a little of both, because you also have to think, like, they have so much hanging out in their locked room. They got a lot of, as they said, genies in a bottle.
Yeah. And
it's like, did the witch activate one? Because remember, she had Annabelle.
Yeah.
Rocking her. Oh my God, that was... Oh, creepy.
I'm sure we'll probably talk about this, during the Annabelle movies eventually, but the Annabelle in the movies was really made up for scary effect. The real life Annabelle was like a little Raggedy Ann doll.
I don't want to talk about that.
I'm just trying to be educational. I'm not trying to mess with you. I'm trying to be...
You're such a liar.
I'm trying to be matter of fact. I won't...
Such a fucking...
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Like our Annabelle review is going to be like, hey, it was a good movie. See y'all later.
It might be. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know.
But really, I wasn't trying to mess with you. I was seriously trying to give like a Lonnie's factoid. This was what it was really like. Because I actually, before these movies ever came out, I already had read up on that case quite a bit. I read about UFOs and ghosts and demon possession and like all kinds of stuff. I grew up on the X-Files.
Oh, you did, huh?
A little bit.
I surely didn't, huh?
Oh. But I mean, that was a bad example. But
I grew up on the X-Files.
But I did a lot. I did a lot of paranormal research and had a lot of and that stemmed from my firsthand experiences, and I wanted to know about it later on.
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
So
obviously.
Yep.
God, that almost made me cry when you said that. I don't even.
Oh jeez.
We'll have to watch something nice real quick before we watch this next movie.
like a film cow video or something.
Yeah. Something nice.
Okay, so what do you give this movie?
Okay, I'm gonna give it a 10.
Okay.
It's not an 11 because one, I think even like thinking about my first experience watching this movie, it still wasn't an 11.
Yeah.
But it was so well done, it deserves a 10.
Yes.
It's something I can watch again. This is something that, like, this kind of stuff is my comfort kind of stuff. If I'm not feeling well, or if I just want something on I don't have to really pay attention to a whole lot, but still be entertained, it's going to be this.
Okay.
I'm going to put it on. It's definitely one of my favorite movies. I'd like to actually personally own it.
Well, I give it a 10 as well, and here's the thing. You've had the same plot has been told time and time and time again.
Yeah, just different versions.
Yeah, family moves into a house, there's a demon, there's a twist, all that.
Right.
But this movie made it fun.
Well,
again.
The story's interesting.
Yeah.
That makes a difference, too.
The actors are good. The people who play the characters are fantastic.
The characters are interesting. To read up on the real life people
Yeah.
makes it interesting.
Being based on a true story is a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah.
Fascinating.
It had good effects, just fun. And it was interesting, too, because, there's the scene where she has the blindfold on. She's playing the little game with the girl, and the hands come out of the cabinet.
That was so fucking creepy.
That was interesting, because you wouldn't expect them to actually show a physical manifestation yet, but they did. And
this movie, another reason at 10. It's start to finish. It's just always something. Even if it was something small as them hands, there was always something to lead you wondering what's going to happen next.
It was weird. Whenever I was a kid, and this is like one of those true life stories that people are going to think I'm crazy. But whenever I was a kid, I was probably maybe 5, 6, maybe like right around kindergarten age. And I was at my grandmother's house, old house, back in the late 80s. And one of the things the reason that scene got me was it was like you walked into technically the front door of their house, and immediately to the right there was a closet. Mm-hmm. Well, that closet was long, and if you went around down the hallway into that bedroom's closet connected to that front door closet.
Okay, so it was basically a giant
yeah,
walk-in.
It went from the front door and then opened up into the bedroom.
Interesting. Okay.
And they had, it was a closet. They had clothes hanging in there, and the floor was just piled up with baseball bats, bags, coats, and stuff like that.
Typical stuff you find on a closet.
Yeah, and it was from wall to wall, the whole length of the closet. So, and but it was my uncle. He was a teenager at the time, and it was his bedroom closet. So it had a bunch of his like He-Man action figures and zapper guns and stuff. And so anyway, one day I was there. It was just me, my mom, I think my grandmother. There might have been somebody else there. But I was in his bedroom playing Nintendo, and I just decided to open up the closet, not thinking anything paranormal or
You're a kid.
Yeah. And so I open up the closet, and out of the pile of toys, this white hand came up and went like that at me.
Oh.
And I freaked. Nobody ever believed me, but I remember it like it was yesterday.
Oh my god!
And later there was a whole history of bullshit that happened at that house and on that property and out in the woods and all kinds of stuff. So in hindsight, yeah, I was right. It really did happen. So yeah, fantastic.
They did it in this movie.
There's a lot more stuff. I could sit here and we could have like an hour-long video about
honey.
Craziness that happened like that. So, and I've already mentioned some of it in old videos. So, but yeah, this movie like triggered a bunch of those memories.
And
it's like, oh my god, this stuff happens across the board, Mm-hmm. So yeah, but I was surprised that they actually showed the hands instead of just giving a sound or something. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, 10 for the movie. It was good. All right, well, we'll be back next.
And
yeah.
Quickly, let's plug Corey and his Spooky Dudes podcast.
Oh yeah, we couldn't talk about a horror film without referencing them.
Right, absolutely.
Which if it wasn't for Corey and his original podcast, UNN wouldn't be what it is today.
Right.
Because they're the ones that gave me the idea to even start doing something like this.
But, we just do scary movies. Sometimes they do scary movies. All the time.
Yeah.
Every week, new scary movie. They're doing a podcast, reviewing it, talking about it. So check them out. Spooky Dudes Podcast.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, that's going to be it. Whew. We'll be back for Conjuring 2 next. I'm Lonnie.
I'm Berlucious.
We're Untitled Nerd Network. We'll see y'all next time.